everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you watch this. Today we are going to be talking about Mali, and we are on lesson 139. The textbook pages are page 265 to 266. 265 to 266. So I want to have you pause it for a moment, and then I want you to read that while I wait. I'll sing you a song. Let's sing a song. I don't know what to sing. Let's see. A song when I was little. I'll sing you a song when I was little. Mr. Noah built an ark. The people thought it was a lark. Mr. Noah pleaded so, but into the ark they would not go. Down came the rain in torrents. Down came the rain in torrents. Down came the rain in torrents, but only the Noahs were saved. Okay, there. I grew up going to Sunday school class, so I could probably sing a song on a lot of the major Bible characters. Just name one, and I could probably do it. You know, just not Nebuchadnezzar or something, but like David, Jonah, whatever. Yeah, so, okay, hopefully you read that. Welcome back. And so we're going to talk about Mali. Now, yesterday, I got to go back to my paper. And just a review. Let's see. Yesterday, we were talking about Ghana. And you remember I said how all these countries, they were into gold and trading. And Ghana was a huge, huge empire. But all of a sudden, another empire comes in, Mali. Mali comes in and conquers Ghana and becomes even bigger than Ghana. And so the empire of Mali included Ghana as well as much more land. And he had a strong ruler, Sundiata Keita. Sundiata Keita was the person, and he took the throne of Mali. And he was pretty cool guy. He had 11 brothers, and they were heir to the throne. He was very fair, but was just too. He he kind of ruled. He ruled with a iron hand. People that went there felt safe, and yeah, because they knew that they would get punished if they did something that was not right. So listen to these questions, and then I'm going to go back and kind of talk a little bit about each one. Okay, so the first question is, who was Mali's ruler in the 1200s? I already said his name, so I'm not going to have that. Sundiata Keita. Okay, Sundiata, say that. Sundiata Keita. All right, and then what were some of his major accomplishments? We'll go back and we'll talk about it. Well, one of his major accomplishments, I already said it, he conquered Ghana. And he gained control. When he conquered Ghana, he gained control of gold and salt trade. Now, you think salt, what's so important about salt? But remember, they didn't have refrigerators or freezers back then to preserve their meats and their food. So they used salt a lot to preserve and keep their meats gross. It sounds gross. I know it's hard to imagine eating meat that's been hung out in the air for a few days, but that's what they used to eat. Anyway, he built a capital on the main trade route of the Sahara. Remember, the Sahara was very big. And do you remember, if you were reading, what did they call the king? The king was called Mansa. He was called Mansa. Just like in Egypt, it was a pharaoh. In some other parts, you would have the sultan, king, okay? But in Mali, it was Mansa. And one of the major things, first of all, Sundiata Keita's nickname, they called him the Lion King. Ba, ba, bum, ba, Okay, just kidding. But he was called the Lion King. What happened was he was just pretty powerful. According to legend, there was a ruler by the name of Samanguru who killed all of Sandita's brothers, but spared Sandita because he was sickly. He couldn't walk very well. He was like, they thought he was paralyzed on his leg. But after a few years, he became stronger and was able to walk. Now that would be cool for me if I could, you know, all of a sudden walk like nothing happened before. You know, I used to be able to walk like regular person. I mean, I just had a tiny little limp. It's hard to believe that I've come that far, but that's just the disorder that I have. But I'm thankful because at least I can walk a little bit. Some people can't get out of their wheelchairs or they're, you know, they're stuck. So when I'm feeling sorry for myself, then I have to remember there are people that are worse off than me, and I need to be thankful. So that's why they call him the Lion King, because he was just, you know, he went from sickly to this powerful person, and he became stronger, and he defeated Samanguru, who killed his brothers, you know, as a revenge, and he also began the Mali Empire. So then there's another man by the name of Ibn Battuta, and he described the people of Mali because they were lovers of justice and honesty. Could you imagine living in a place where you're known for your justice and honesty? We don't have a lot of that nowadays. The most famous Malian king was Musa I, Mansa Musa. He was, you know what? I want to show you, hold on, 1 second. Mansa Musa. I'm going to show you a picture of him. Like I said, nowadays, that's Mansa Musa. Can you see? Okay. Yes, so Mansa Musa was the most powerful king at that time. You know, he was most famous. He brought Islam to Mali, so of course they're Islamic people today. He had extreme wealth. In fact, they said he had so much gold, but he was like a philanthropist. He liked to give his gold away. So as he was going traveling, he would give away so much gold that the gold lost its value and worth. It wasn't as and it took a while for the value to increase. He another thing, so he had extreme wealth, devotion to Islam. When he would go to Mecca, because you know the 5 pillars of Islam, one of the things is, you know, they have to pray every day. They have to take a trip to Mecca once in their lifetime, a pilgrimage. And this is just to imagine and serve the God. So nice that God doesn't expect us to go to Jerusalem or to Bethlehem once a year, because there are a lot of people that couldn't afford to do that. But that was something that he did. So he went to Mecca, and when he went, he had a procession of people, and they included hundreds of slaves. A lot of the slaves were carrying golden staffs. They had camels loaded with gold, and they traveled in a grand parade all the way to Mecca. Okay, Mansa Musa paid for a lot of buildings. He paid for mosques and schools and the University of Timbuktu. Timbuktu, a lot of times people think Timbuktu is like on the end of the world, but people would actually go to Timbuktu and visit. And then one of the questions was, what do Mansa Musa's building projects reveal about his priority? What do you think? He spent his money on these certain things, schools and mosques. What do you think his priorities were? His priorities were education in the Islamic faith, right? They were important to him. What's important to you? What are you investing your time with? You know, and I have to ask myself that same question. A lot of times I wish I could say that I spend, you know, hours reading my Bible. I don't. But I try to read the Bible. I try to listen to the Bible every morning. But what are your priorities? You know, the education that these kids learn, they learned, it's like when you go to our Christian school, we teach you about God and we teach you how much God loves you and things like that. Their education was probably the same. I mean, but talking about the Islamic faith, all right? And then, so Mansa Musa, we talked a little bit about him. How long did Mansa Musa rule the Mali Empire? Well, he ruled about 27 years, approximately 27 years. And the mosque that he built in Timbuktu, sorry, I have something on my, sorry, it was called the Great Mosque, the Great Mosque. And then I want you to look at the map on the top of the page where that says Mansa Musa. See that map? It says, this 1375 map of Africa shows Mansa Musa with a gold nugget and a scepter by the city of Timbuktu. Why would Mansa Musa be drawn with a gold nugget in his hand? What did I tell you? Because he always gave it away, okay? This picture depicted his wealth. He was probably one of the wealthiest men in the world, even to this day. He was just wealthy, rich. But how does eternal weakness make any country or empire more vulnerable to attack? Okay? We're talking about when the people of a country are fighting among themselves, like, you know, the Civil War, or when a government is unable to carry its functions, little attention can be given to the defense of the borders. I remember one time we were playing soccer. It was at my old school, and we were up like 5-0. And one of the kids got angry with his teammates and with the coach, screaming at him, yelling at him, didn't want to do. And before you know it, the other team is boop, goal, boop, goal, goal. Because all the focus was on the fighting, that we weren't defending our goal. And a lot of times when countries are fighting among themselves, like right now there's a lot of fighting in America, and not liking the president and all that stuff, and that's beside the point. We gotta band together to fight this epidemic or to fight whatever and not let outside influences ruin us. And so the fighting amongst the people in Mali got really, really bad, and they weren't able to defend their borders. Now, there's another person by the name of Songhai, not a person, a place. Songhai was an empire, and it was an important town in Mali. And then the person that won independence from Mali was Sunni Ale. And so then Songhai became an empire, okay? And Sunni conquered all the cities around him. One of the reasons they think he was a magician, and that he could change himself like into a horse or something. So if someone was trying to find him, he could, you know, whoop, become someone else. That would be kind of a neat thing. And his soldiers and other creatures, and he'd make himself invisible. That, not true, but anyway, he is able to conquer Mali. One other question, or two other questions. 3, okay? How could legends such as the ones about Sunni Ali benefit a leader in war? Well, they could create fear in the opponents, right? And then what were Sunni Ali's other major accomplishments? David, what do you think? What were some of the major accomplishments. Give you a second. Taking control of trade routes, the best farmland, beating a fleet of canoes along the Tyger River, and building several capital cities. And then the center of the Islamic faith and learning was Timbuktu. The Songhai Empire lasted more than 100 years, and the empire finally fell to Morocco. And the reason why, because Morocco had muskets, guns, you know, and they were better trained. So we will talk about Morocco and all the other countries tomorrow. If you have any questions, go ahead and text me. Don't forget to send me the 2 or 3 sentences. And once again, you do not have to do the activity manual. Nada. Okay? Mwah. I love you guys.